Hello and welcome to We Don't Even Have Time for This right now. We just got to get into it. I am your host, Lilac. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music. Thank you. Let's go. Okay. And you know what else? You know what else kind of information you didn't ask for? I tried to shave my mustache earlier and I cut my whole upper lip. So if you see a little scab or my lip starts bleeding, I don't want to hear it. Okay. I'm already feeling the repercussions of unrealistic beauty standards because I tried to shave my mustache and this is what happened to me. So today, we're going to be talking about Ariana Grande's new album, Eternal Sunshine, which allegedly she named because of Ethan Slater. Eternal Sunshine, Ethan Slater, ES. So Ariana Grande has been in a lot of hot water because of her alleged affair with Ethan Slater. I don't even know if I can call it alleged anymore. I mean, his ex-wife has spoken out saying that she was blindsided, and I think there's some fuzziness at best with the timelines. And I have a lot of opinions about this, but before I go into it, listen, Arianators, I used to be an Arianator. She is the reason I started singing Go Listen to My Music because I was so inspired by her and her music. I was a die-hard Ariana Grande fan. When the Ethan Slater mess came out, I stopped listening to her music because I just can't look at her the same way, knowing that she held his ex-wife's baby and was somewhat seemingly friends, acquaintances, whatever you want to call it, and then proceeded to break that family up. And now, I'm not putting all the onus on her. Obviously, he sucks, but he dresses up as SpongeBob for a living, so I don't have high expectations for him. And I also want to acknowledge that he does suck. It's his wife, it's his newborn baby that he separated from, but at the same time, you have to understand the power dynamic in this situation is insane. Imagine you get the biggest role of your life or biggest role of your career right now, and you see someone who is wildly successful, talented, beautiful, gorgeous, all the things, and they're right there, right in front of your face. Even if you're in a committed relationship and you don't have wandering eyes, you're still probably going to be a little starstruck, like, wow, there's that person. And then on top of that, this person is showing you interest and probably promising you the world. Like Ariana Grande seems very whimsical, like fairy tale, probably saying all these lovely things to him, and it clouds your mind. And here's what I will say before we get into this. I want to give grace to the fact that maybe, and this is a big maybe Ethan Slater and his wife were already having issues. They did just have a newborn baby. That's tough on a couple. Maybe they were already having doubts. Ariana Grande was already having doubts with her husband, which we'll get to in just a second. So I can see how maybe they were at a time where both of their relationships were kind of falling apart and they leaned on each other, and that emotional connection in a situation like that is probably strong as hell. You both are kind of in shambles right now with your relationship, and you have someone who's going through something similar, and you see them all the time because you're on set with them all the time, and you have on-set chemistry, and it can just kind of spiral from there, especially because they both have similar interests. They're both singers. They both do musicals. I could see how the attraction could start, and I could maybe give them a shred of the benefit of the doubt if they were already having relationship troubles. However, even if Ethan Slater was already talking divorce with his wife and Ariana Grande was already talking divorce with her husband, they were still very callous in the way they went about it. His wife just had a baby. Postpartum depression is a thing. I'm not saying she has that, but I'm sure this wouldn't help if she did. And they're going to Disney World and they're flaunting their new relationship, and they're just doing a lot that I felt was blatantly disrespectful to their previous partners, even if they were already on the road to divorce, both of them. And that's assuming they were. I don't know, because Lily J, Ethan Slater's ex-wife, said she was completely blindsided by this. So for all I know, I don't know. At the end of the day, even if there wasn't cheating, the door was left open enough that romantic feelings developed, and it screwed over at least Lily J. I don't know about Dalton, because what we're getting into is that Ariana Grande's new album has some songs that allege that Dalton cheated on her. If this is what she's actually saying, then I feel incredibly bad for her. I've been cheated on. It is the worst, most humiliating, demoralizing, confidence-shattering feeling, especially when you put so much love into somebody and they do that to you. It is terrible. But that doesn't then give you the opportunity to go around and break up another couple. And before y'all say, oh, well, there wasn't technical cheating, blah, blah, Ariana Grande has a history of this behavior. She literally has a song that says break up with your boyfriend, I'm bored. She's been known to break up multiple couples. Like, it's just her MO at this point. So I want to talk about a couple songs that people are kind of going a little crazy about. And I did not listen to the album. I'm sure it's amazing. She's an amazing singer. But like I said, I just can't. my perception of her is so skewed now that I can't listen to it and enjoy it the same way, which is heartbreaking to me because I loved her. So for one, her first song that was kind of showcased on this album, Yes and, I didn't love. Not only because it just wasn't my vibe, it sounded very TJ Maxx, but also because she sang, why do you care so much whose D I ride? And we care because the D belonged to another woman who he had a baby with. That's why we care, girl. She even did an interview on the Zach Sang show where she basically said a bunch of nothing about how the tabloids don't extend people the grace to be human, which I totally agree with. I really do. But at the same time, the lack of accountability is really gross to me because, like I said, at the end of the day, even if there was no cheating whatsoever and both relationships were on their way out, you flaunting and going and being so public about it is just gross. This is this woman's high school sweetheart. They'd been together for over 10 years. They just had a baby. You could have some decorum and date him privately and not rub it in her face. So there was that. The title track has lyrics about another woman laying on Dalton's chest because he was cheating and how he would turn up the TV when she cried and how he was a liar. But in that song, which I feel like everyone is missing this, she also admitted that she lied. Now she's in my bed laying on your chest. Now I'm in my head wondering how it ends. Skip ahead a bit. I showed you all my demons, all my lies. So she's saying that she lied too. And there were rumors before they got divorced that they both were cheating, which could coincide with the Ethan Slater stuff. So I'm just saying, if Dalton cheated, boo, shame on him, horrible. Really, truly, I'm not trying to make light of that. But she's not innocent here. She said, hope you feel all right when you're in her. I found a good boy and he's on my side. I'm going to disagree with that because here's the other thing. So I'm going to have a lot of opinions on this, y'all. If everything happened fully kosher, clean hands on everybody's side, he has a newborn baby. So now either you're going to have to figure out a co-parenting situation with his baby mama, which is going to get complex and add a bunch of drama, or he's just going to not help that baby and he's just going to leave the family entirely. And is that the kind of man that you want? The thing is, Ariana Grande could literally pull anyone she wants. She's gorgeous, she's successful, she's talented. You could pull a single man who's handsome, loves the same things that you do without all this additional drama and baggage attached to him. And you could just leave that family not broken. And also, it's crazy to me that you're willing to risk it all for someone that looks exactly like your brother. I will never not think that's weird. I really don't know what that's about. It's really gross to me. They look exactly alike. And subconsciously, that's got to be that's some Oedipus shit. And I really don't understand it. And also, I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but I think her pattern comes from her dad because her dad was absent. I have dated partners in the past who had an absent parent, specifically the father. I know how that manifests psychologically. Not in everyone, obviously everyone's different, but it does leave a gap and leaves you feeling like you weren't good enough and like, why did this happen? And I feel like she is filling that gap by trying to constantly compete with other women to make men choose her over them because she wants to feel chosen. It's not healthy. There's only so much grace I can extend to these celebrities that have the money to get therapy, to get resources. And I'm sure she is, but therapy only works if you're honest. I just think that she constantly has to ruin relationships so that way she feels chosen because early on in life, she probably felt like she wasn't because her dad was not there and just left them. And I have so much sympathy and empathy for that situation. My parents are still together, so I will obviously never fully understand it. But I think that her issues are deep-seated and it is causing so much turmoil to other people and herself. She needs to figure this out because I can see this relationship going the same way all her others go. She falls really hard, really fast. Maybe they even get engaged. Maybe they even get married in a year or two. I don't see this relationship lasting. I really just don't. There's too much drama with how it started. Like I said, he has a whole ass family he's gonna have to be involved with, I'm sure to at least some degree. It's just mess for no reason. So then in her other song, Bye, She's talking about boy bye, saying bye to Dalton, all this kind of stuff. It's over. There was another song I didn't see a lot of people talking about, but it's called The Boy Is Mine, which, don't think it would take a genius to infer what she's talking about there. But she said, I'm usually so unproblematic. Tell me why, because the boy is mine. Something about him is made for somebody like me. Watch me take my time. The boy is divine. The boy is mine. Please know this isn't what I planned for. Probably wouldn't bet a dime or my life on, but there's got to be a reason why. My girls, they always come through in a sticky situation and say it's fine. I want to touch on that too, because number one, if I was Lily J and I heard this song about you saying the boy is mine, I would be furious. But also, interestingly enough, there were some alleged blind items about Ariana Grande's friends actually not being happy about this relationship, telling her that she was going too fast, telling her that this was not right, and allegedly, she told her friends not to talk about it. She did not want to hear the feedback on this. She did not want anyone to put their opinions or 2 cents in. So it's kind of interesting that she's like, oh, my girls are saying it's fine. Because allegedly, if it's true, they were saying the exact opposite. And Ariana Grande shut them down and said, I don't want to hear what you have to say. So then she says, and I know it's simply meant to be, and I take full accountability for all these tears. You don't though, because you went on the Zach Sang show basically saying you're misunderstood, Ethan Slater's misunderstood, everybody's misunderstood. I didn't see you saying sorry to Lily J or taking any accountability at all. I didn't see you taking not one shred of accountability. Everything just reads as such a slap in the face. And if this is her creative outlet, I get it. Music is my creative outlet. It's just not it for me. I haven't listened to the rest of the album. That's all I have to say. I'm just going to wrap it up here because I've gone off on enough of a tangent. My final thoughts are, I think both her and Ethan Slater should absolutely apologize and take some accountability to Lily J. Maybe they have behind the scenes. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see the full story, the full events of how everything unfolded. But from what I do know and what I do see, it doesn't look good. If Ariana Grande did get cheated on by Dalton, he is despicable and I feel horrible about that and he should be ashamed. If she cheated, she should be ashamed. If Ethan Slater cheated, he should be ashamed. And at the very least, if they didn't, it's coming off very insensitive and calloused. She's gonna live her life. My little stupid opinion ain't going to derail her. She's never going to see this. It's never going to matter. So for the Arianators in the comments that are going to be like, you're being rude. She don't know I exist. She don't know you exist. She don't know we exist. It's fine. She's fine. She's going to continue to thrive and do what she's doing. But I think that more celebrities need to understand the collateral damage of their bad decisions. And I feel like a lot of celebrities, because they're so big and because every decision they make, even the bad ones, have hundreds of thousands of people rooting for them, they are not in reality. And they are in a reality that they have created with yes men around them that fuel this kind of almost narcissistic tendency to justify their actions even when it's clearly bad behavior. I wish her the best. Apparently the album's really good. I'm not going to be listening to it. The little bits that I heard to do research for this video, I mean, her voice is beautiful. She's very talented. That's just going to be what it is. I hope that Lily J heals and has a beautiful life. I hope everyone involved truly heals and also has a beautiful life. And if all of this damage had to happen, then I really hope her and Ethan Slater, I hope that that's her one. I really do. I hope they end up together and they are married and they never break up, because at this point, with all the people that have been hurt in this process, girl, he better be the one, for real. And if he's not, then I hope that she takes time to be single, because I've never really known her to be single, and she really works on herself and she heals. That's not a dig. I used to be the way that she was, where I was never single, never worked on myself, was very toxic. I've since gone to therapy. I'm in regular therapy. I'm working on myself. It's never too late, but something has got to give, because this constant pattern of destruction is not healthy for anyone, including her. So yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure y'all are gonna have a lot to say in the press about this one. That's gonna be what it is. Also, really random, I didn't have time to go into it, but if you watch the new Love is Blind, leave your comments about that too. And let me know if I should make a video about it. But yeah, that's about it. Make sure to like, okay? And I know y'all know what I meant by that. Make sure to like, subscribe, listen to my music, please. My newest song, Are You Tired, is my baby. I wrote it about having PTSD and mental health issues and how it changes your view on the world. It took me 5 years to release this song because it is so near and dear to me. So please make sure to listen to my music and let me know what you want me to talk about next. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.
But I would like to take you with me on this journey.